Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of my Unscripted Thoughts series. It's just a series where I spend some time talking about a topic that's been weighing on my mind for a while, and the one that I want to talk about today is just the idea of setbacks and anything that might be getting in the way of you reaching a goal that you set for yourself. The reason why I want to talk about this today is because there is a setback that I'm currently dealing with that put me in a place of discomfort mentally that I want to be able to get off my chest as I prepare to continue in the initial direction that I had set for myself. The setback itself is a lack of progress and actually movement in the wrong direction in a day trading challenge that I've been doing for a couple of weeks now. So, as you've probably seen, if you have checked out a couple other videos on my channel, I have been day trading for a little bit of time now. It's been about 3 years since the first time I heard about day trading. I've been learning a lot since I first started, and since the month of August 2024, I've been trying to pass what is called day trading funded challenge. And basically, what that means is that you need to prove your ability as a trader, the ability to make money so that you are given an account with a certain amount of money, and then whatever profits that you make on that account are yours to a certain extent. And basically just a way for me to make a little bit of extra money, and hopefully a way that I can scale up and make more money than maybe I ever made in my life. Who knows where this will take me, but I've been at it since, like I mentioned earlier, August 2024, and at this point I have been on my, let's say, seventh or eighth challenge, and this one that I'm currently doing is the furthest that I've ever been to passing the challenge. I've passed the first phase, and I am on the second phase right now, which is half of the amount that I needed to make in the first phase. So the last couple of weeks have been really good for me. I've been, especially since I've been back from my trip in Vietnam, I've been thinking about trading in a very different way, and I've been having a lot more success than I have had in the last couple of months. As I've mentioned, this is the closest to passing the challenge as I have ever been. And starting the second phase, I initially thought that I'd be able to continue the role and be able to continue in the direction that I have been in for a while, which gave me the confidence to be able to enter trades. And that's not necessarily, things have not been going the way that I would have hoped that they would have gone. I've put myself in slight drawdown, nothing that's too major, that's too concerning, but I spent a week making silly and dumb mistakes to the point that it reminded me of a couple months ago where I was blowing accounts left and right, doing things that I should never be doing. I've been on a good roll. I've been making wise decisions for the last couple of weeks, and to have 1 week where all the good habits that had built up over a little while seemed to just come crashing down was a bit of a wake-up call, and also something that brought a little bit of concern to me, especially as the week ended. The week did not end great, and having this type of failure is not the best for anybody's mental, especially as a trader, because your whole success in your business is based on your ability to make the right decisions and to be in control and to execute your plan the best way that you can, regardless of the market conditions. And if things are going your direction, you do the best and you collect as much money as you can. But if things are not going in your direction, you minimize the damage, but all while being smart. This is a weird industry where months and years of work well done can be erased through a couple hours of bad decisions. And that's a little bit funny if you really kind of think about it. That's probably the case in a lot of different things in life, but I think that it's never been more clear to me than when I started day trading. So for setbacks, as I mentioned before, this is not my first challenge, and before getting to the stage that I am at now, I came back from putting my account in severe drawdown to the point that I almost blew the account. Those weeks that I've been able to log back in and make good decisions and be on a good roll were honestly some of the best tradings that I've made since I started. And it put me in a place where I felt confident and I felt ready to overcome everything, not in a way that I was being overconfident and making silly decisions, but I knew what I needed to do and I was doing what I need to do very well. Like I said before, I've come back from severe drawdown, and in my opinion, that's probably one of the most recent setbacks that I've had to overcome. But the idea is that you do a lot of work and things happen that may cut back all the progress that you have made, whether it's in trading or any other aspect of life, and having to make up all that lost space, plus go and continue to go in the direction and putting all that extra effort to be able to go in the right direction, it takes a lot out of someone, especially if you have to do it quite a lot. But it's something that I'm starting to realize now will always happen and may happen in various aspects of life. I spent some time thinking about other times where I've had to overcome setbacks, and I thought immediately of times in university when maybe I had reached a certain level of comfort or just experience when I was spending time at the gym. And like a lot of people know, most of you probably know, going to the gym is basically a challenge for yourself and for your body and for your mental over basically your entire life. There's no stopping the progress of the gym. Everything that you do, whether it is inside of the gym or outside of the gym, all kind of builds up towards building who it is that you want to be. So you spend a lot of time being disciplined and being consistent. You build your body to a certain level. You're able to lift heavier weights than you were before. You eat well, you sleep, you rest. And depending on how long you're able to maintain certain habits and be able to improve, basically directs how much progress you can make at the gym. So there used to be times, especially when I was in university, when things would get in the way, or I'm not going to say in the way, because at the time things would maybe gain higher priority. Like, for example, me preparing for exams where I wouldn't be able to go to the gym as often, and a couple weeks of not being consistent would show clear signs on my body. My strength would go down, my body would maybe not look the exact same, and then whenever I had the time to return to the gym to go back to being consistent, I would have to do so not from the place that I had stopped, but for maybe a couple stages below maybe the level that I was at when I became too busy to be able to go back consistently. And having to do that over and over again was not great the first couple times, but I became more comfortable with the idea of setbacks because of that. It's happened to me more times than I can possibly even count. Not only just because of being more busy with school, but maybe being more busy with work, personal events in my life, injuries, and all those things that I've had to come back from to be able to be in a place where I felt maybe more comfortable physically or stronger physically. And that's something that I've had to get accustomed to and comfortable with doing, because life can't be consistent all the time. Sometimes things happen, and then your ability to be able to make up that lost ground and continue going in a positive direction is a skill that, like anything, needs to be sharpened and be able to be used. And something that I'm realizing now is that anything worth pursuing in life will have setbacks in one way, shape, or form. I was talking about trading earlier today, and the idea that you'll make progress, you'll go a couple $100 in the right direction, a couple percents in the right direction, and then a bad day will happen. A day where maybe you're not on your best behavior, maybe you're breaking a couple of your rules, maybe the market is not ideal. A bunch of things can happen and erase all the work that you spend days or weeks even getting to. And being able to have the mental fortitude to see that happening and return and try to continue going back in the right direction is something that I had to learn to do. I had done it in different aspects, but in trading, I had to learn to do it. And it's something that I'm dealing with right now. Maybe not to the greatest extent that I've ever had to deal with, but it's something that I'm dealing with right now. A couple weeks of success made me feel like I was maybe past that maybe I was going to be only winning consistently from now on, but that's not necessarily the case. I had a week that was arguably probably one of the worst weeks that I've had in months. Not maybe for the amount that I had lost, but for the behavior that I had been showcasing in front of my screen. And it's a setback. It's a setback that's pulling me away from the ultimate goal of passing this challenge and finally having a funded account that I can trade and be able to make real money. That's something that's getting in my way, but it's a setback like all the other ones that I've already overcome in the past. It's nothing new. It's nothing it's the same recipe. I've seen this before, and I've overcome it before. And this is mostly this entire episode is just me reminding myself of what I've done and what I'm able to do moving forward. You guys are probably wondering, if you've been watching for this long, why I am putting footage of me playing a video game as the background. The first reason is because a video that I watched a little while ago that I'll probably link in the description was of a man telling a story of something that happened to him at work, and having just a video of him playing Call of Duty in the background to kind of keep people entertained. So there was that. But at the same time also, the specific game that I decided to show today is one where I had to learn to return from failure and overcome setbacks. The game, if you're not familiar with it, is called Elden Ring. It's part of the From Software body of work. And it's the first of its kind that I've ever played in my life. I played it because a lot of people suggested it, and I enjoy playing video games, but I've never played a game, I want to say, this hard in my life. I've never played a game that has demanded so much resilience and ability to overcome than this game. This is, at this point, my fourth time playing this game, and the amount of times that I've had to come back from severe setbacks to be able to achieve a certain goal that was in front of me it just cannot be counted. The amount of times that I've encountered a boss that maybe was very difficult, that I've had to spend hours or maybe multiple days giving myself breaks in between days to be able to recover from the beat downs that I would basically get. I've played this game a lot, and I've become better. In the beginning, I wasn't quite good. I was terrible, if anything, but the heights that you're able to reach from the very beginning, the very first moment that you begin the game, to the moment that you finish the game, maybe the first or the second time, is nothing that can even be compared. The experience and the mental fortitude that you have to overcome some of the greatest video game difficulties that you'll ever encounter is something that I don't think anybody who has never played a game like this before will have. But there's something addictive about the idea of being able to overcome. You're faced with a decision. Do I give up? Do I stop trying to beat this and try to do something else? Or do I keep at it and try to learn from every failure that I have and every setback that I counter and eventually take this down? And as I've mentioned, I beat the game multiple times. So the idea of facing difficulty over and over again, making mistakes, having all your progress erased, having to start again from zero, all the way to be able to beat the game completely, achieving something that you've never done before, is something that I had to do a lot while playing this game. And as much as this is a fictional experience and a game, I feel like a lot of things that you practice and that you experience while trying to play this game are things that can be applied in real life. Like I just mentioned, I failed challenges multiple times over the span of the last couple of months. This is the closest that I've been to overcoming this complete challenge. I've had to mentally endure very tough times and face the fact that I had failed many, many times. But every single time till this point, even right now as I'm speaking to you guys, looking to finish the second phase of this challenge, I'm still going for it because I've gotten better. And I know that I've gotten better because my performance is better. The numbers show that I'm better. I'm able to beat, I guess I'll speak in game terms, but I'm able to beat the first phase of the boss. Literally, it is called a phase. And I'm looking to finish off the second phase because I have the skills to be able to do it. Whether I met a small setback, maybe I got knocked around a little bit for a little bit, the game is not over. I'm not done. Like, I know that I can do it. And that's the goal that I set for myself. And I will get it done. Obviously, me slowing down and trying to prevent a reasonably manageable loss becoming a big one is something that I'm trying to do right now, because the experience of failing multiple phases, multiple challenges over the last couple of months taught me that when things start going bad, it's time to slow down and to recollect yourself and maybe change your approach a little bit, maybe tweak a couple things here and there so that you don't let a small loss become a big loss. There's a couple things that I've been doing well that I need to start doing again so that I can finish this once and for all. And a game like Elden Ring has literally just drilled that lesson into my brain. And it's something that I know that I can utilize in every situation, whether it's the gym, whether it's work, whether it's a passion, whether it's trading, whether it's anything. Being able to come back from setbacks, being able to fail, to learn from a failure, and to go back at it again is a skill in its own. And a game like Elden Ring really helped me learn a lot more about that. So I feel like I've been going on with this topic for quite a while, but if I can just say a couple of things to finish up, I want to say that there is, like I mentioned before, always going to be setbacks and failures that come in whatever thing that's worth pursuing that you want to pursue. Like, I'm trying to pass this day trading challenge, and it's a difficult endeavor. Not a lot of people are able to do it, but it's something that I've set for myself to be able to do, because there's things that I need to do that trading will be able to let me do, and I know that for a fact. I've had to overcome many failures and many setbacks, but I've come back from them every single time, and I wouldn't be where I currently am if I had not come back from those setbacks and from those failures every single time. It's something to remember. The ability to return from a setback is almost as important as the ability to make progress on its own. You got to be able to prepare to take the hits sometimes and be able to settle yourself and continue going in the right direction. So I needed a bit of time to basically speak to myself and give myself a talk that I needed to be able to remind myself that I have what it takes to be able to return from any setback that might come today, and anything that I'll have to overcome, and any challenge I'll maybe be able to face in whatever avenue that I decide to pursue. I hope that, like I was able to gain something from speaking into this mic about this topic for a little while, I hope that you were also able to gain something from listening to me speak for all this time. So that's all I have to say for today. You guys take care of yourselves, and I will speak to you all in the next video.